Welcome back to the shop, everybody. Just got back yesterday from a work trip, I guess. We got parts. We got some parts in for the Camaro. New gas tank, new fuel assembly here. Went ahead and already modified this. I have a 255 liter per hour fuel pump on here. Went ahead and modified the wires. Got that all taken care of. Hopefully everything will work, and hopefully it'll all fit. It's looking kind of tight here. Don't know if it'll get in there. I don't think my camera's gonna stay here. Nope. Squeeze. There we go. So now that we have the right tank here, went ahead and modified the so this is the original output. Basically I just cut the end of it off and I flared it, and then this is the return, and all I did here is cut the barb off, cut her short, and then filed the end of it so that I could put connections on there. Then I'll go ahead and hook up the vent and probably plug off the other one. So it looks like that all is going to work good. Hopefully should work good. Now that I have that in there, I'm gonna go ahead and get the ring on there, get all this buttoned up here. Did come with a new connection on here for weather pack. I think I might have a 3-wire weather pack, I think. So if I do, I'm gonna hook up to that. Not a bad tank. One thing that I wasn't very fond of when I got home and it was here was that the entire neck was sticking out of the box. They actually shipped it that way, cut the box and designed it like that. So I guess it is what it is. We'll get this up and in. Got a little ding in there. Hopefully it works. Whole rear end is dropped right now. We got new shocks, so we'll get that taken care of. Once I got the tank back up, we'll button the back end up. I got a new, we're running a Corvette style fuel filter on this, so we'll get that hooked up and then go from there, see what we got. But get this buttoned up real quick. All right, I think it's been weeks since I worked on this thing, actually worked on it. Haven't got anywhere with the passenger floor. I don't remember actually right now. I suppose if I look back on videos, I could tell you where we're at. Engine's in for good. Power steering lines are on. Power steering bracket, alternator bracket, all that's in place. Got a little bit of stuff to do. Brakes are on. All 4 corners bled. That's good to go. Fuel filter's in place. I really don't like where it is, but I guess that's where it's got to go right now, for right now anyway. Working on the driver's side floor here. It's a disaster. Not looking forward to it, but I know I got to do it and get it done with. This morning I've been working on it, trying to get something done and accomplished on it, but it's going slow. Just don't have ambition to do it. Don't know why. But we're gonna see if we can fight through. Don't know how far I'm gonna struggle with this. Basically, it's patching up so that your feet don't fall through it and making it somewhat safe, because this is part of the structure of the car, and it's gonna be the same on the passenger side. We're not doing a restoration or anything like that. So other holes like that one up there, or there's one behind the brake pedal. I don't know if you can see it or not. They don't matter, at least not to me. They're not gonna hurt anything structurally, so we're just gonna seam seal over them. Why not? I think I got some seam sealer left, but we got to get this floor in. Get it as close as we can to the factory as far as positioning, so that the seats are still somewhat where they're supposed to be. Then since we have this open, like no carpet or anything. We can get the shifter cable put in. I got to figure out a shifter arm for it because the headers that came with it here, or the headers that we got are long tubes. The shifter arm, we don't have one right now, so we can figure something out for that. Got really good to get in there right now and get all that done and taken care of, but realistically that's not going to happen. We'll figure all that out later underneath the car. We'll get that done. Transmission's in, bolted tight. The torque converter's not yet. And then we got all the wiring. I did find more mouse nests up in here. Probably should pull all that apart and get all that cleaned out. I got to get into the wiring at some point anyway here. So yeah, it's not very pretty in here as far as the mouse nests go. So is what it is, but got to get it up so he can get this one driving, and then his pickup's got to come back in here at some point. And in between that, got to get back to this and probably get an update on the plasma table here soon too. And the main reason I built that is for that. So still need to order more parts for this. The radiator that he got was junk. Supposed to be brand new off the Evil Bay, and it ended up being just trash. So we got to get a different intake so it's lower, and we'll go through all that. I don't know if I'm gonna go through a wiring harness or not, or if we're just gonna buy one. I did get this in. I don't know if I put this in here or not yet, but that's in. I gotta find a place for the cut this in at some point and get that going. So I think I'm needing to work on the floor now. Let's get this going, see if we can get something done. All right, so instead of doing a time lapse, I just got busy. Here it is. This is basically the new floor pan. It's fit correctly for the most part. So to sum up what I ended up doing here, cut it. I measured biggest width I could, biggest length I could. I planned on doing that section in a different set, so that way it's, because that's going to be a lot of hammer and forming and whatnot. So got this measured out, and this edge here, most of it went down, but there was a section up front that actually came up. So I bent it because I don't have a finger brake. All I got is that. So I bent it all one direction, cut it, and then bent the other half on the vise. Over here, I just started measuring, marking it out with my my marker, and just slowly notching it away until I got to a point where it is right now. It's down, went underneath. Let's go under here. You can see all the rest of the rust. So went along the frame rail here, marked it out. Well, frame rail, whatever. But then I was able to mark it out and drill holes so that I could get it in place on here. Have to cut alongside the rocker here, so that way it's pretty well flush. Get that all taken care of. Then I'll have to rosette weld it down here. I'll edge weld, and then I'll rosette weld on the frame rail, and then rosette weld up here as well. A little bit of trimming left to do, and then I got to roll some beads in here and somewhat line up what we got, but I'm not going to do it too perfect. It's going to be what it is. All right, now I got to get that done. All right, so we got the driver's side all buttoned up here. Looking pretty good. We got a seam seal yet. I'm not even going to bother grinding anything down. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to seam seal, get this all patched up. We're going to go over to the passenger side here, and I'll show you what we got going on. It's not looking very pretty. All right, So got all that cut out for the most part. Everything up here is out. I got a little bit of an edge here yet I got to take out. But the bad thing is right here where the transmission mounts, the metal is extremely thin. So we're gonna end up having to rebuild a section of this. Not very fond of that, but we're gonna have to try and figure out how to do it. Here, let me grab a flashlight here real quick. Hopefully. All right. So you can see that is not in very good shape. So we'll go ahead and get that rebuilt. Very thin metal. Not quite sure how we're gonna do that yet because the car's actually being supported right there right now. So we'll have to figure all that out. Figure out how we're gonna support this. Loosen the transmission cross member and get all that repaired. Figure out what gauge metal it is. I think, in fact, I know I have something that I can use to fix that. So we'll get on that. All right, we were getting late in the day, but we got this patched in. So I used a 1/8 inch plate on the inside. Just got that done literally. But 18 gauge around the outside, bent it up, welded it up, so back to where it was from the factory pretty much. Maybe better, who knows, but it's gonna function and work like it's supposed to. So that's all done. I did have to slice and dice a little bit, bend it off, and a little bit of hammering, but you know what, it's gonna work, it's gonna do its job, and that's what matters. That's gonna end it here for me today. I'm gonna vacuum that out and just spray it with some rust converter real quick, but that's gonna be done for me then today. So hopefully tomorrow we'll work on the rest of that floor. All right, so we got somewhere here. We got floor pans in both sides. Wire ran over there for the fuel pump. I got to run it further back, but I want to get the carpet in here. Got to get the shifter cable replaced, or at least the new one in up here down. Well, let's start with the carpet. So I got it all cleaned up, vacuumed, extracted it, and then I sprayed it with some dye. It turned out really well. Good enough anyway. So that left us an extra can here. So see how that wears. Hopefully it wears pretty good. And because my kid's cheap, I'm cheap. We went with some reflective stuff here. This is going to be our heat shield. So I'm going to cut that up, get that in, being I had to rip out as much as I did. Get that in place, tape it down, and then we'll throw the carpet in here and keep going. Gonna have to get all this stuff out, gotta clean that, gotta clean the seats before I put those in. Got some seats up here, so I got that to do. The rest of them I got out in a trailer right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get this accomplished right now. All right, so we got that all laid out. Just cut it in place. I didn't even tape it down. It's just sitting in there, and I think I'm hoping that the carpet will just hold it down in place, and we should hopefully be good to go. It turned out pretty nice. So, if it works, it works, right? All right, let's get the carpet in and see how that looks. All right, so we got the carpet in. Turned out fairly well. For the most part, got everything as far as that goes taken care of. Got it all vacuumed up. Horrendous smell still of mouse, so I went ahead and got everything in here sprayed down. Even the carpet, after I extracted it, was still horrible of mouse. So hopefully we'll see how the enzyme scent killer that I got. See how well that works. Hopefully it does the job. But only time will tell. Find out tomorrow. If we got to re-dye the carpet because it's fasting or whatever, we'll see. See how it works. But that's where we're at right now, and that's where we're going to leave it for the day. I'm going to end this video right there. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it much. Have yourself a wonderful day.